Hello and welcome to SVC News. People will now be able to apply for a biometric passport. As of today, the Immigration Office has started to issue this passport, which is widely used around the world, and it contains biometric information about the holder of the passport. The Principal Secretary for Immigration and Civil Status, Alain Volser, says that people may continue using their current passport until it expires. However, people are being encouraged not to wait for the very last minute to renew their passports.
We have had a breakdown in our passport issuance system. This passport dates back to the year 2004. It's old, it's gone obsolete, and there's no support for it. But this breakdown has come at a time when the project for the new biometric passport is coming towards its realization. It's coming to its end. So we've approached the contractors, which is the Iron Group from France. We talked to the manager, and we explained about the challenges that we have. And after they've done a bit of a study, they agreed that the process can be expedited a bit and come online. It came online. So we are into the biometric passport project now. It is solving a problem that we had, but at the same time, it was meant to be terminated 12 months after the signing of the contract, which was last year. So everything is in order now, and the biometric passport project is online. President was issued his yesterday afternoon. And now the members of the public, especially the ones that are urgent, because there's quite a backlog, we have started to issue the passports.
The National Assembly has today approved the 2023 budget allocated to the Ministry of Transport, as well as the various entities under its purview. They include the Maritime Safety Authority, the SMSA, and the Land Transport Agency, SLTA. The SLTA's budget amounts to over 176 million rupees, and it received unanimous support from both sides in the Assembly. Earlier today, the Minister for Transport, Anthony Derjak, announced a series of projects his ministry intends to undertake over the coming year. They include, amongst many others, a project to build another dual carriageway from the North Victoria to join the existing one in South Victoria. There are also plans to undertake a pilot project to test the viability of an overpass in a move to try and curb traffic congestion in Victoria. Bullying in schools is continuing to rise in the country, especially within children in schools. This was one of the points covered in a workshop on bullying which was held this morning. It is part of the activities by the Ministry of Education to commemorate Anti-Bullying Week. It brought together teachers and students from different schools to do an evaluation on the progress of the implementation of the anti-bullying programs that have been placed in all schools. The workshop is one of the activities that is part of the program to help identify how to reduce bullying that is happening in schools.
The Ministry of Education has continuously, over the years, emphasized on the necessity for a safe and secure school environment, so that educational institutions become places where students and teachers look forward to be. Bullying affects millions of lives and can leave us feeling hopeless. But it doesn't have to be this way. If we challenge it, if we change it, and start by reaching out and show each other the support we need.
The first cohort of the Neonatal Intensive Care Unit, the NICU Graduates, received their certificates today. They are 5 premature babies who spent between 30 and 75 days in the NICU. The event is an initiative of the NICU and the Pediatric Department of the Seychelles Hospital, and it was held today to coincide with this year's World Prematurity Day. Only 3 of the 5 babies attended the ceremony, which was held at the Sheikh Khalifa Conference Room at Seychelles Hospital. Each baby received a custom-made graduation cap and onesie, as well as a teddy bear. This project is being spearheaded by Dr. Juliette Rioux and the acting nurse manager for the NICU and the pediatric ward, Jacqueline Paulin.
Advance in neonatal care had led to improved survivals in preterm. However, preterm birth is one of the major causes of admission in the NICU. It is stipulated in the National Health Strategic Plan 2022 to 2026 for the Ministry of Health, Seychelles, that the country did not achieve the NHP 2016 to 2022 for the infant mortality target, but had reached the Strategic Developmental Goal target, whereby in 2020, the rate of the neonatal and perinatal mortality was lower than the 5 years average.
The Cabinet of Ministers has approved several policy and legal memoranda. This was during a scheduled meeting chaired by President Wavell Ramkalawan yesterday.
Cabinet was briefed on the status of the Seychelles Marine Special Plan. The purpose of the plan is to provide the government and marine sectors with direction on what and where existing and future activities are or will be allowed. The plan is a requirement of the Seychelles Debt Conversion. It is a government-led initiative to achieve the goal of 30% protection of the economic exclusive zone by 2020, advance the blue economy, and address climate change adaptation for the entire 1.35 million square kilometers EEZ and territorial sea. Planning of the SMSP began in February 2014 and will end this December. Implementation is scheduled to start in 2023 once the Marine Special Plan is delivered and legally adopted. Cabinet also approved the Electricity Bill 2022. This bill, which outlines the roles of licenses, ministry responsible for energy, and the Commission, will ensure fairness and transparency within the energy sector. The sector will be regulated by a regulator and not by a particular licensee. Under the bill, all participants within the sector will have to obtain a license to carry out any electricity-related activity and will have to comply with the requirements of the Electricity Bill and its subsequent regulations. Cabinet approved the Utilities Regulatory Commission Bill. The Commission Bill will lead to a repeal of the Energy Act 2012 and will establish the Utilities Regulatory Commission to regulate the electricity, water, and sewage sector in the Seychelles. Cabinet also approved the Road Transport Use of Pavements regulations. This new regulation aims at regulating the use of pavements in the country. This regulation comes about as a result of a noticeable unsafe use of pavements by street vendors for commercial activities. Cabinet was briefed on the government's initiatives to undertake national consultation and sensitization on copyright laws. This will eventually lead to Seychelles' potential accession to copyright treaties administered by the World Intellectual Property Organization to allow for the protection of copyrighted works at the international level. In November 2020, Cabinet granted approval for the ratification of the African Continental Free Trade Area. The main objective of the Free Trade Area negotiations is to achieve a comprehensive and a mutually beneficial trade agreement amongst member states of the African Union. Seychelles has already ratified the following 3 protocols: trade in goods, rules and procedures on the settlement of disputes, trade in services. Now, Cabinet has approved Seychelles' position on the 3 remaining protocols: investment, intellectual property rights, and competition policy of the African Continental Free Trade Area. Cabinet also approved for the deposition of the instrument of acceptance on the protocol agreement on fisheries subsidies at the World Trade Organizations by June 2023. Cabinet also approved amendments to the Citizenship Act 2013 related to citizenship applications. The amendments include eligibility for citizenship. A register of individuals who have been conferred the citizenship of Seychelles will be kept and opened to the public. The details of persons, including photographs, who are conferred with citizenship status will be published in the Gazette and local newspapers within a specific time frame. This new amendment will increase transparency in the process of giving citizenship to applicants.
That's SBC News for now. Next on SBC, a local production, Connecté from the team here at 7. A very good evening to you.